What's going on? How's it going, everybody? I don't know what to call this. I really don't. This is gonna be an interesting video because this is for a class, and it is also going to. I'm going to be putting it up on a public YouTube channel. I don't know which one though, but it will be put up on one. When you're watching this, it'll be there, obviously. But tonight, I prepared a bowl of noodles. It's a decent sized bowl of noodles. I mean, right? And pretty decent. Mukbang approved, I feel like. We're gonna be doing some stuff here. We're gonna be doing a try not to laugh mukbang. There's a free in here, so I think what I'm gonna do for the free is I'm gonna do some tarot. More of like just a general reading for people. If you don't know what tarot is, I will explain it, so don't worry, I will explain it. This one's gonna be interesting. Skincare routine, except you do everything wrong. So that one's gonna be interesting. I have some ideas. I think I'm gonna improvise it though. Building tutorial, like a how-to. Also, slightly going to improvise that because I don't really have anything to build, to be honest. If I'm looking around here, oh, that's not true. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna go into a game, and I might actually show you a literal building in a game. Yeah. And actually, it'll be a game that you could actually download and play yourself if you want to play it. So that'll be another thing. But yeah, I think what we're going to start off with is we're going to do. I'm going to eat these noodles, and we're going to watch some videos, and we're going to try not to laugh, which is not, for me, is not possible. I tend to laugh at a lot of stuff, so we're going to try. So let me see here. I was watching a stream of a friend. I mean, we could listen to that and try not to laugh. She's pretty funny. I enjoy it. But we are gonna do. I want to see if there's a good playlist of videos that we can watch. Kind of want stuff I haven't watched before. Let's see. Oh boy, I mean, April. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. This one might be good. Oh, it's really loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. All right, let's do this. We're gonna try not to laugh while we eat our noodles. I like it. I'm gonna actually try not to laugh though. Okay. I'm really gonna try not to while I eat my noodles, which is gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but we're gonna do it. I'm already like starting to laugh. Here we go. Oh, come on. So my mouse, the left and right have merged into one button. I want I see the unexpected, like the actual stuff that hurts is just it's just funnier. Damn, he took her out. Yeah, that frustration, I hate that. Damn. That can be dangerous if you can't flip over. That's dangerous.
You walked in the spider. What do you mean I walked in? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I told you! I told you you walked in a spider!
She told her. Ow, damn.
Okay. You saw that?
Oh, I just fell off the porch.
Run, no.
Do not fall in! I said don't fall in!
Excuse me.
That's funny.
That's so funny.
See? I knew that was gonna happen!
Oh man. Just a bunch of dudes having some fun. What could go wrong?
Don't fall in.
No, come on, dude. You know you can't do that. Like, even I know I couldn't do that. I mean, it was almost. Oh, I heard that too. Some of these are kind of funny, but like, I need some. We're gonna step it up a level. Let's see. We go memes. I feel like those are always gonna be. It's an hour and 4 minutes. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. I'm not gonna do the full hour though.
Make sure it's on low.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
Guys, today we're at Walmart.
Yeah, sure, step aside, kid. We're in a...
I gotta eat my noodles.
The newest Tesla feature is that the seat will take a high-resolution scan of your balls. You can then use your ball print to biometrically unlock and start the car. We call the tech particular testicular detection.
Man. See, this could get me. Damn.
Morning, I woke up today and this morning. In the morning I woke up this morning, I woke up. And remember that...
Do you know where I could find some marijuana? The weed. Oh my god, you guys, I'm at the beach right now. It's so beautiful out here. Oh my god.
Just Gen Z's falling for conspiracy theories. Why?
Can I bring him into your house?
No, you're gonna leave him in here.
No, you gonna cook him.
Oh my god! Fuck 12, that's 13, 14, 15.
У тебя, видимо, много вопросов ко мне.
happened again. Another sign language interpreter accused of signing total gibberish.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're in a Walmart and we're gonna be robbing the store. You got that?
Hiya, Georgie.
We got it. Hey Georgie. Oh.
Who asked?
Oh.
Your mama?
Ooh.
Because your mama's dead.
The baby just chilling, she playing a game.
Your mission, vision, and problem, please. Talk, please.
I have a confession. I am a Christian, but I'm gay.
Hey!
Let me process this.
I have to talk to Princess Fiona!
Wow, it almost looks like someone slipped and fell in the mud. What an idiot.
Little butt in the camera.
I'm cold. There's 104.
Excuse me. It's like that dinosaur meme. Like, what did the dinosaurs do all day? They were just yelling like that all day.
I guess I'll just have to throw myself my own birthday party.
EJ, come, water.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie right now. It's not coming off. Like, it's not coming off.
Spicy. Hey, Spicy.
I mean, that's one way to move out, I guess.
If you're also playing as a Yoshi, or if you're an elephant.
Balls to tie this game up at 4. Harvey.
Why the fuck would you guys do this shit to me? Bro, you can't have shit.
That's like the best part. Oh, this isn't. Oh, God. Just broke this guy's spine.
Sir, you been drinking tonight? No, sir. You sure about the hair? Why don't you step out of the vehicle for me? Yeah. Oh, son of a...
Alright. Noodles are done. I didn't choke on them, and I haven't laughed.
You have to cover those dogs.
Why?
Just trust me, bro.
Okay.
Early morning, we out here
Jesus Christ.
got my boy Coco on hots.
Excuse my language.
Coco a demon, my back at a boom. Blow it.
Without their mother by their side.
My daughter did not deserve this.
You could have one meal for the rest of your life. What meal would it be?
Chicken biryani.
Chicken what?
This is Indian food, chicken biryani.
For breakfast, lunch, dinner.
This is lunch and dinner.
But you have to have this only one meal for the rest of your life.
No.
Not this one.
Not this one.
Which one?
Many.
No. The question is you can only have one.
For whole life.
Yes.
Chicken biryani.
I think you understood the question.
Motherfucker just took my money. Yo vine. Fue a esto.
It's time for India versus Pakistan.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you touch that cup. touch that. Why you gotta touch the goddamn fucking.
Let us.
Okay, Jet Li. Drunken master, like.
You want some of this? Dude, you know, where you at? Dude, I'm right outside. I'm right the hell outside. Come on out. Dude, I will kick your ass. You can't miss me. Come out. I got a green shirt. I got khaki shorts on. I'm right outside. You can't miss me. Dude, give me that. I don't even know who you are, dude. That's between you and him. That's between you and him.
Baby Joe Burrow, and I'm the best QB ever. Hi. He caught it one hand. You guys saw that?
This is, I mean.
What the fuck? Can I live? Can I live? Can I fucking live? Why y'all wanna fuck with me? Why? Why y'all so mad at me?
Threw the keys into the snow.
Dude, how's that? That stinks! Get out of my car! It was a joke.
And these dudes are... They're always yelling at each other for these videos. I've seen these videos before. Oh, man. Someone's...
What do you do for a living, man?
I invest in stocks, man.
Stocks? That's cool, bro. That's
Can
cool.
you give me a push real quick, bro?
Yeah, I got you.
Mm.
Imagine calling the police just for them to set up outside your crib in Call of Duty. This shit tragic. New Paddock, happen to be in the show.
Anime is a prime example of what.
That's insane. Okay. Let's get out of this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go to here. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab card real quick. Alright, I'm back. Hey, I didn't laugh. I did good. Okay, we're gonna... So, if you don't know what tarot is basically the old way of calling this. They used to call it fortune telling, and then before that it was called divination. Now it's just kind of just tarot readings. And a lot of people like, even to this day, still go and get tarot readings from people and like pay for them. So it is still something that people do to this very day. I don't know where it started. I know that like in Greece they had the oracles that did divination. They would, if you heard the phrase "roll the bones," that's kind of also referring to oracle divination in Greece. They used to have a giant disc with a bunch of different symbols and like squares with the symbols in it, and wherever the bones would land. And it was always, I think it was ankle bone from like animals, like goats or something. They would use because the ankle had like all these little bones in it, these little smaller ones, and so they would use those. And the way the bone would roll and where it would land on the disc would tell the oracle what they need to know to tell the king, you know, like, oh, you'll win your war if you do this or do that, right? Some of it was also kind of, I feel like a lot of it was definitely for profit in that time. It wasn't completely genuine, but some of it was. But we're just gonna do a simple reading here. Also, to preface that this will not in any way connect you to any bad energy, just in case. So yeah, I'm gonna do just a general reading. So like whoever's watching this, it might connect with you, it might not, and that's fine. It doesn't have to connect with you, and you can choose not to have it connect. You don't have to. You have a choice. You don't have to take it. I'm using the first deck I ever got, which is my Native American Tarot deck. It's got a mix of different tribal affiliations within each of the cards, and the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. Those are the two major suits in the tarot. And then within the Minor Arcana you have Wands, Pentacles, Cups, and Swords. And then in the Major Arcana you have, I believe it's the 13 specific cards from the full, is number 0. And I believe the last card is the World. Yeah. And then everything in between. You have like the Hierophant, you have the Chariot, you have Death, but death does not mean death. It could mean spiritual death, it could mean rebirth, it could mean letting go of something, right? So, yeah, we're gonna do just a general reading here. I think I'm gonna pull 4 cards. I'm gonna do 1 overall and then 4 cards. So let's do that. Just to make it a little bit more simple. I could like let them drop and take it. There might be a little bit more, but I'm gonna do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the overall we turned over. We have the Maiden of Vessels. So you can see it's very native inspired. Has like a water basket or a food basket on her head. Maiden of Vessels is interesting because that's kind of showing that it's feminine energy. It doesn't mean it's a woman or a man. It could be someone who's just has a little bit more of feminine energy versus masculine. Maybe a little bit more emotions, more caring, more nurturing. But Maiden of Vessels, I feel like, is but the overall is kind of showing there's an energy of someone who is pretty, like, to be honest, like, it's balanced on their head. There's a balance of energy between emotions and intellect and all these things within a person. Like, there's kind of a balance. I think it's a balance of emotions, which I think is good. I think that's a great card to have. The next card we have is, you don't take it literally. We have the 4 Vessels, which is pregnancy. 4 Vessels kind of shows stability in emotions, which also makes sense for the Maiden of Vessels, but this is in reverse. And with the pregnancy is kind of showing maybe a birth of something, right? A birth of a new passion, a birth of a new idea. It's a birth of something. It doesn't have to be like an actual person being birthed. It could be an idea, anything, a new way of doing something, a new life. But with it in the reverse, it's kind of showing that it's like, I want to say like it's still cooking. To be honest. Doesn't mean anything's wrong. There's nothing wrong. I think it's just still cooking. The baby, if you will, is still cooking. The idea, the passion, the situation, whatever it is, it's still cooking. Whatever it is, it's still cooking. So don't be worried if it's taking a little bit longer than you might expect. I think it needs to take a little bit longer. The next card, interesting. We have the Spiritualist. Sometimes it's hard to see. It's not a great. This is my streaming camera. It's not great up close, but it's an old lady. It's the Nine of Blades. Actually, I never noticed, but behind her, there's two men, with one of them with a tomahawk facing away, and then one kind of facing to the side of her. And they're like ghosts standing behind her. Or no, that's the Five of Blades, my bad. Spiritualist, interesting. I'm getting this weird energy of someone who's probably connecting or was connected, or how am I supposed to say this? You have a connection with someone who passed away, I feel like a strong connection with someone. You still think about them, you still, maybe you talk to them, maybe you you have conversations with them in a sense of like getting their guidance and help, I guess, and maybe in a way, I don't know. I don't know. If I compared it to my own life, my grandmother, someone when I'm like, if I'm in a very tough, hard, difficult situation, I will, in a way, like in a way, pray or reach out to her and like just kind of talk to her, right? Because in that moment, I think I wish that she was here so I could talk to her. The best I can do is just hope that she hears me, right? And part of me feels like there's a little bit of that here, but there's also kind of like a somber mood of the two ghosts behind the woman. She's not really concerned about anything either. She's very relaxed. These ghosts, though, behind her seem like kind of downtrodden, like they've been through a lot, obviously, right? If they're ghosts and they're not around anymore, I feel like sometimes, and especially, someone dies young or something, it's like that could be it could have been a very hard life. There's an interesting connection here with someone or people that have passed away. And the spiritualist is interesting because it's someone who understands and is self-aware enough to see those connections too. So it's very interesting. This is a very, I don't know, it's spiritual emotion. Oh, interesting. The Lovers. Number 6. This is one of the major arcana. The Lovers. I'll put it upright. He's there with his flute playing a song for his lady, and she's kind of admiring him while she's holding these baskets, probably collecting water of some sort, collecting food. But it's in the reverse. I think in the same way maybe the pregnancy is in reverse. Right? Something's still cooking. And then there's like this connection to something in the past of, I guess it could be in the past, like, of people, person, situations. Because these two ghosts are behind her. So we could infer that might be in the past, behind her. She's not looking at it though. But I think she knows that it's there. So it's very interesting. There's something here that has to do with, I think, as most people, they always want love readings. This looks like a love reading to me. Now, is it picking up my energy? It could be. It could be picking up my energy. But I'm definitely I'm not forcing my energy into it all. I'm making it pretty much open to whatever comes through. And I know we're humans and we experience very similar situations in different ways. So, Lovers, though, is interesting. In reverse, it's kind of saying that it can be a connection, a situation, maybe just a feeling, but in the reverse, it could be not reciprocated. It could be, in separation. It could just not be working right now, It could just not be doing what it's supposed to, or at least what you wanted to do right now, right? Maybe it's not there, or the person is not there, or what you need is not being given to you at this moment, and so it feels like there's a lack of love in the relationship, right? I don't, there's a multitude of things it could be, and we'll clarify too, because I think this might need some clarification. So we have the Warrior of Pipes. Warrior of Pipes is someone. Pipes have to do with passion, right? The fire, the smoke, the passion. Also, kind of a steadiness, especially with pipes. Like when you have if you, I don't know. I'm 33, but I know like most people who are watching this from the class probably don't smoke pipes. I don't really smoke pipes a lot, but I have one that I use once in a while. And one of the things that happens when you're using it is it's a process of using it. It's a ritual. You sit down, you clean it, you pack it, you put in whatever you're gonna smoke in it, right? You light it, you start burning it a little bit so it starts to catch the coals and keep burning on its own. And then you start smoking it and keep it lit as you smoke it, and it's like this very ritualistic process, and it slows you down. Like it slows you down from the fast-paced stuff of life, because you can't go fast with it, and you should when you're doing it in certain things. Like you got to take your time with it. Like if you're cooking, right? If you're cooking a really good meal, you're not going to rush through it. Like, and if you are, it's not going to probably come out super great. But if you're taking time and you're cooking a meal and you're adding in all these things, letting it simmer, cook, right? Adding the little details of setting it up on the plate, putting your drizzle on it, putting a garnish on top, and making it look really nice. That it's very meditative, is what I'm trying to say. It's very meditative, and I think in this situation, he's running. He's on a horse. He has a torch in his hand. And he's kind of running towards the sun. It's daytime, but also there's I can't help but think there's definitely a meditation here. Now, in the corner here, I've never noticed one of the pipes are broken. There's a pipe that's broken in the corner. I don't know if you can see that where my finger is. It's a broken pipe. Maybe you need to slow down and put more of a meditative state into things that you do. Yeah, because he's definitely he's going somewhere, right? He's on a mission. But you can still get there in the same time. You don't have to rush. The classic story of the turtle, the tortoise, and the hare, basically. The broken pipe is interesting, right? So just talking about the whole meditative state and all that, and that pipe is broken, almost signifying that there's not that peace, the meditation, the pleasure and enjoyment of sitting down and smoking the pipe, right? That's not there. The pipe's broken. And this is upright. So it's not innately bad. It's just, I think it's showing that you can move quick, but at a kind of a cost. I think you gotta balance it, right? You gotta balance it. That's interesting. Definitely there's a love situation here. Whether it's relationship, or familial, friends, could be anything. So, like a situation or a very an event that you're very passionate about. So when I look at the pregnancy, I see something that's still being worked on. It's not ready yet. Now, does that mean could it be a person? Totally, but it could also be a situation or an event. Just anything really. So we're going to clarify here. I'm going to clarify the 4 vessels pregnancy. It's in reverse. I'm going to clarify that. We'll clarify each of these cards, and then we'll go from there. I feel like probably a lot of people watching this have never, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to post it on YouTube, but the people from the class that do watch this, I feel like you may not, there's some people that probably know tarot. There's probably some people. Ooh, interesting. There's a bunch of cards that just flipped. Really, really odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 cards here. I think literally I just got all the clarification cards in one little weird thing. So I'm gonna just shuffle these up. We're going to clarify the Maiden of Vessels, the overall first. Corn Dance, interesting. Okay. And then Pregnancy, 4 of Vessels. Scout, which is the 4 of Blades. The 5 of Blades, which was the Spiritualist. The Tower. Tower is one of the major arcanas. Number 16. The Lovers with the Corn Maiden. That's interesting. And then with the Word Pipes, clarifying it with the Union. Wow, this is a very, very, very interesting reading. It's kind of going back and forth, but it actually is all kind of making sense. So the overall energy that we had was the Maiden of Vessels, right? The balance, the emotion, holding, right? Holding, you know, that vessel of water, emotion, holding it. And not letting it spill out, right? Not letting it overflow. And then clarifying it, we have the 3 of Vessels, which is Corn Dance. Kind of a celebration and like a little bit. But it's like, it's almost like to be balanced, you can't fully celebrate right now, right? You can't fully celebrate right now. It's a weird thing to say, but that's what I'm getting. Like this, the corn dance is a celebration of like harvest in a lot of native cultures. The corn dance is giving thanks to you know, the creator for the harvest of the corn and all the stuff that comes in from harvesting all that stuff. They celebrate it through doing a corn dance and all these other things. Because I mean, corn's massive. Corn is massive. So this is like showing like the balance is because you're being very vigilant and you have a lot of resolve, and you're not celebrating too early. I think is what it is. You're not celebrating too early, which makes sense because right, the next card, the first card we have, that was the overall energy for the whole reading, which is pretty good. The next card we had was the 4 of Cups, right? 4 of Vessels, which is pregnancy. Letting something cook, letting something go a bit longer than we may expect, but it needs to go a bit longer. And the thing, and what's clarifying it, why it needs to go a little bit longer, is we have the 4 of Blades, the Scout. I think you need to look into something before you allow it to come into existence, right? Like maybe you're building a home. It's like, well, let's look at the land and let's make sure it works. Let's make sure that all the power and the sewage and everything is there and the foundation's good, and you know, we can build on it and there's no crazy hidden geographical concerns, right? Geographical and geological concerns. And what I'm seeing here is the Scout is kind of showing that in this time of kind of waiting for something, you shouldn't just be waiting. You should be observing and keeping an eye open and kind of seeing if anything is happening out of the ordinary, right? You know, is there anything nefarious going on? I'm not saying that there is, but like when you're scouting something and you're researching something, you're trying to come to some sort of answer, you're answering a question, right? I think this is what this is. The Scout is like, you have an answer, you have a question. That's not a problem. You have a question, and you're looking for an answer, right? So make sure you're looking. You know, don't be afraid to look a little bit harder. The second card we have here is the 5 of Blades that we talked about, the Spiritualist, someone who's connected to people, things, past situations. Ironically, I think the person, if you're watching this person, other person, very sensitive to like probably spiritual connection of some sort, maybe. Ironically, clarifying this is the Tower, which tells me that this person knows that a situation is coming to an end. Yeah, they just know. I think they just know that it's coming to an end. Now, whether you stay there or not, that's kind of up to you. But you know that a situation's coming to an end. Does that mean it's gone forever? No. But it's ending, right? It could be changing, evolving, whatever it be, you know. It's ending though. And the next card is I think is like what's ending is this a connection of some sort. Right, which I think also, right, the lovers, right, disconnecting, right, if this is a relationship, the spiritualist with the two ghostly figures behind her could be, you know, the past people or the person that she was with that's behind her now. Still there, right? It's just she can't see them and they are just behind her, right? They're in the past. But yeah, I think the tower is signifying that this is coming to an end, right? The lovers is coming to an end. This connection is going to be separated. Now, does that mean it's going to be separated forever? What I'm looking at here, it doesn't seem that way, which is interesting to me. So clarifying the lovers is corn maiden, right? We have a theme of corn, which is a theme of harvest, a theme of substance, a theme of nourishment. It's very interesting. So even within all this, with things that are going on, there's still like this wholesome substance, fullness, wholeness, nourishment, like satiated, you know. But the corn maiden, this is one of the kind of like, I guess in a sense, it's kind of like a deity in a sense. And the corn maiden is an entity of like very hard work and diligence, right? Preparing the corn, crushing the corn into maize, which takes a lot of effort. And so it's like, it takes a lot of strength. And I think that is a man, actually, I think. No, it's a woman. She just has really strong arms. So she's very strong, right? She's very strong. And it's funny because like it's clarifying the lovers, right? Now, right, I said man, and then I was like, oh, it's a woman, it's a maiden. So that's just telling me that this could be a man or a woman, right? They're wearing a mask, obviously. And the funny thing is, if you look at them, you can't really tell if it is a man or a woman, but it is the corn maiden. And so a maiden is female. But this could easily be a man, and it could be easily a woman. And I think in this situation, either of those, there's someone who's like has a lot of resilience and like strength in this situation, and I think you have to have it because of this forced separation that needs to happen, right? The forced separation needs to happen, but someone still needs to stay strong to kind of almost still, I don't want to say hold on to anything because you don't want to hold on to anything, but is willing to stay open and come back when the time is right? That makes sense. Keeping your heart and mind open to the possibility that, sure, it's ended, but there's a possibility that it could come back, right? That whole idea of letting something go to allow it to come back to you. That's what it feels like. And to be honest, this situation feels very, very near to what something that I have recently been dealing with, which is very interesting. So, but you may be dealing with something very similar as well. Warrior pipes, right? We talked about this one. Broken pipe. Choosing between a meditative state and a rushing mindset, I think, is the big one. And it's funny because I think like now that I see this, the clarification makes sense because this person's like rushing and the pipe's broken. Like they don't care about the pipes. Like I just need to get there. I need to get to this, right? I need to do this. And what's clarifying? So what's clarifying it and why this warrior of pipes is rushing, right? The broken pipe signifies like a broken state of meditation, maybe. and they're breaking this meditative state to rush and do this is because of a union. As a union, like no joke, a union. It's a very, it's a very strong card to have at the end of this reading, clarifying the situation. It's a little like I got slight goosebumps a little bit, because what this is showing me is that like there's someone, right, whether it's you or the other person, it will be or is going to, and not really rush back, but they're going to be moving faster, because now they realize that there's a possibility for a union, right? Things have been, there's a realization, it just happened, there's something changed, right? Something needs to cook, right? Someone had to step away and let something cook. The spiritualist is showing this person who's connecting with, you know, whether it's the people in their past, their ancestors, spirituality, religion, just like the esoteric and the metaphysical, they're connecting to things on that level. And it's showing that the tower showed that like they something's ending and something's beginning. And I think what's happening, if I had to guess, something had ended, and then in each person's life something has to end, and then something new starts. And when this new thing starts, it's starting for both of the people, I feel like, and then both the people will be kind of in sync with each other, and then they can move towards this union, right? I think that's what's going to happen. Like one of these or both of these people, they're going to rush out of this meditative state of like waiting, right? The pregnancy of Four of Cups, pregnancy of waiting for this to finish, right? We're waiting. As soon as it's done, like they're like, I'm out of here, I'm moving, right? Break the pipe. No more smoking. We're not chilling anymore. I'm getting out of here. I need to get back, or I need to go forward to where my person's at, right? Or where the situation is, whatever it may be. And it's kind of I don't want to be like super optimistic, but like it feels really redeeming, right? I mean, imagine a situation where you think you've lost someone, right? You break up with someone, it's like we'll never be able to be together, you know, for this reason, for that reason. And then, you know, a couple weeks, a month, maybe a couple months later, like a miracle happens, and like somehow you are able to be with them again, right? Like you end up, and it's healthy, right? It's healthy. It's not toxic. It's not out of desperation. It's literally because two people had to do some stuff on their own, and then when they did, they came back and they're like, I think this can work now, right? They something changed. I think that's what's happening here. This tower is signifying a huge change. Something's ending and something's beginning. And in the midst of that is change. And I think it's going to be a catalyst for, I mean, it could be a new situation, but I think it's a catalyst for this union, whatever this union is. It's coming in. So I hope this is true for a lot of people. This is really cool. I mean, I'd love this to be true for me. That'd be nice. But you know, I'm reading it very neutral. It's very neutral. But yeah, I hope if this is your first time getting a tarot reading, I hope that the reading was insightful. I hope it connected with you in some way. I hope I read it in a way that maybe you were able to see a different story than the one I was telling. Because sometimes that can happen where I could be telling it a certain way, but you could be seeing it in a way that's like, oh yeah, that's that, and that's that, right? So don't be afraid to like lean into like what you're feeling it is. Don't just take my words for it. You know what I mean? Don't take my words. Don't believe everything I say. So, yeah, here we go. Well, tarot. That was the free spot. I'm wondering if I want to do the build. Skincare routine. What am I gonna do? Oh, you know what? I got a skincare routine for you guys. I got skincare. This is usually how I do my skincare routine every night. So this is my skincare routine. So this is Gandalf's pipe. It's not like accurate to what he had, but it's a Gandalf pipe. And what I have in here is some sage, Artemisia tridentata. It's like antifungal, antibacterial. Like if you ever feel like if you ever really like, you could burn this. It's a great for. It's another sage that you can smudge with. I don't use it for smudging really though. I will burn it. Like if I'm in a space that like feels heavy, or the energy is just off, like I will totally just burn this. You know, I remember using it in a situation where we had some really. He was a friend at one point. He was a good friend, but they had just really bad energy. Like, you know, you get around those people and they just bring you down, right? They just bring you down energetically. You can't be around them. You don't want to be around them, all that stuff. And I remember after they had moved out, I was staying with my best friend and his girlfriend, but then our mutual friend and his girlfriend were there too, but his girlfriend was not supposed to be living there. She just invited herself into it, I guess. Oh, I think 2 or 3 months of me living there, it got to a head, and early in the morning, him and his girlfriend, the mutual friend of me and my best friend, he just started packing shit and he was leaving. He was throwing stuff in the car, and they were literally just leaving that morning. They were moving out, not talking to my friend about like rent and like all this stuff. He just left. He decided he was leaving. He was like, "Oh, I'll pay you when I get the money and stuff. But yeah, we got to get out of here because of family stuff or something," which I believe was a lie. I don't think they were leaving for family stuff. They just wanted to get out. They didn't want to be there anymore. They just didn't. I guess they didn't want to be honest about that. They were just lying through their teeth about, "Oh yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, we have to get out of here. We have some family problems and situations we got to deal with." And so they just moved out in the middle of the morning. And I was just like, that's insane. But I'll tell you what, as soon as they left and like they were gone, it was the next, like, well, from there on, it was so much more peaceful. It was so much nicer. And eventually we turned that space into a little study area. So my friend and his girlfriend, they had a desk in there, and that was their little study area. And I would go in there and hang out, and we'd just be chilling in the middle of the night, you know, just goofing off, watching videos, talking about all sorts of stuff. It was fun. That was some of the silver linings of the situation. It definitely was I feel like I'm kind of going off on a personal tangent, but I'm not one to be. I don't be a character all the time, right? Like, of course, in this YouTube video, we get to choose how we do things. It's like, oh, I want to be a character. I want to be an influencer. I want to do this and do that. And I'm not saying that in a judging way, but I'm very much exaggerating it because, like, I'm not that. Like, I'm not an influencer. I'm not going out of my way to be someone else. I'm not going to jump around hollering and acting like a fool and being crazy. Like, I just don't do that. That's not me. I tend to be more genuine and authentic and talk to people the way I would talk to someone if I was not on camera. So the way I'm talking now is the way I would talk to someone in person. Like if I know you and I'm like talking to you, like having a conversation with you, this is how I talk to you. But in that situation, when I was down there living with him, there were some times where like I definitely, by the end of it, I was burnt out, overwhelmed. I was in some dark depression. For sure. And when I say that, I mean like I was sleeping for 3 days at a time. only drinking water. So it wasn't great. But again, there were silver linings in that whole situation. Like I had a lot of fun, and I miss those moments of like staying up, hanging out with my best friend, and like we're just like giggling and hanging out and partaking in you know, different things to make us exceptionally happy. So I don't know. It was fun, but that was a very tough time. But as soon as I left, like what I'm getting at, circling around, when the mutual friend finally left, I remember my friend telling me, was like, you know, we should, since they're gone and like, you know, they've probably left some of their bad energy here, we should probably like burn some sage. And so like I got some sage, and I burned some and went through and basically smudged the room that they were in and the house. And it's a little bit of like a, you know, you talk to this like with someone who's a lot older, they're like, oh, that's just a bunch of hippy dippy shit, right? Like I can hear it in my mind the way that they would say it. But there's a traditional thing to that, especially with a lot of Native people. They always use smudge sticks to clear energy. It's you know, you can compare it to a Christian praying every night before bed and in the morning. You can compare it to a Muslim in the Islamic religion praying 5 times a day, reading the Quran, reciting the verses, right, in Arabic, singing it. The, you know, Jewish men and women reading the Torah and doing all the very traditional things you do, like within the synagogue and things like those very, like the very traditional religious things that you do. Smudge stick to a Native person, that is a religious tradition. That's a traditional religious thing that they're doing. That's part of their spiritual practice. You know what I mean? That's part of their spiritual practice. And I you know, that's a hard thing to come to terms with sometimes. It's like, I am Native, right? I'm Native Mexican, Native American, North Mexico and Southwest United States, but I don't know my true like tribal affiliation, my identity. And so it's hard for me to like actually say like, oh yeah, you know, this is my tradition. I don't have a tradition, right? I don't have one. Now, am I creating my own tradition? Yeah. But I don't have one of my own from, you know, generations and generations of practicing people that, you know, give me the tradition that they've been doing. I don't have that, you know. I'm kind of creating my own at this point. So, and you know, it's got to start somewhere, right? It's got to start somewhere. There's always a beginning to everything. So yeah, like, I remember going in there and I was smudging with some sage and doing that. And so this is something, I mean, right, packing the pipe, doing all this is kind of like a very spiritual, traditional practice of, you know, chilling, right, packing it, smoking it. But yeah, we're gonna do some. I'm gonna do my face routine before we go into a little building thing. So just give me a second while I take care of my face real quick. I like it looking like leather. You know, I like that leather. I like the vintage look. I can't tell if it's empty actually. It might be. Let me grab this is the sage I have here. It's been drying for quite some time too. You can like, I'll show you a leaf real quick. This is one of the sage leaves. it's very hard to see, but it's been I collected these way back in 2016. I was in natural resources. I got my AS at my community college. 2016 to 2019, I was doing that, and I got my associates in environmental conservation, and a lot of my expertise coming out of that was plant taxonomy, which is basically identifying plants out in the wilderness, as well as being able to identify them on like a table. And you give me a leaf and I can tell you by what plant it is. Nowadays I can't really do that anymore. I would have to practice. Some of the more common plants I could do it, but there's so many, like some of the smaller ones that are lesser known, like I'd have a hard time trying to figure out what they are. I'd have to sit down and actually reprocess everything that I had learned. Also, this is one of the tools you use when you're using a pipe. I guess in a sense we could double this. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do our skincare routine, and I'm gonna show you how to build a proper, how to pack in this sense, but build your pipe so you can smoke it. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm not promoting you guys to smoke a pipe, but at some point maybe you want to just chill or something. I'm going to show you. This is more of this is not something where you're just like walking around and you pull it out in front of a club and you're smoking your pipe. This is something you do in the comfort of your home, like you're chilling and relaxing, right? It's a cozy traditional thing, I feel like, right? Your grandfather pulls out his knife and starts whittling on a piece of wood. It's like that. But there's 3 things on here. I'm going to show you all of them. This scrapes out all of the stuff that you want to get out of it, right? After you've smoked it, it's burnt down to basically just charcoal, black stuff. You take this and you scoop it all out. You clean the sides. If you have a metal grate at the bottom to keep it from getting clogged, you want to use this to scrape that off. Eventually you have to clean it, but scrape it. This one right here. This is the packer, which I'm going to use right now. And what you do with the packer is you're packing in the material, right? I'm packing this material in. So I'm packing that in. I don't want to pack it too hard. I just want to get to a point where it feels there's like some of the air's out of it, right? So I'm gonna pack it. Cool. Now, maybe you packed it too much, right? It's like, oh shit, it's too tight. I packed it too much. That's where this comes in. This is like your air. This is an aerator. It's a poker. It aerates the material that you have in here. Whatever you're smoking, it aerates it so that the flame can go through. It can go through this into the pipe, right? And burn through that, because as you suck it, the flame is being pulled in and it's burning through it, and that's what you want. You want it to burn through it a little bit, so you can check it. Like, it's like I can suck on it just fine. So that means it's not packed too tight. That means it's definitely has airflow in it, which is good. I need water. Excuse me. Yeah, 2 in 1 here. I'm gonna kind of show you how to build this pipe in a sense of smoking it and keeping it lit, and then also my skincare routine. Okay, I feel like with the skincare routine I have to be silly with it, but at the same time I'm like, but it's whatever. It's whatever. I'll show you guys. So you want to take it, right? I tend to turn it sideways because the flame goes that way. Just get it there. you can see the coals in there. You can keep those lit. You just have to keep, you know. And one of the things people will do is they'll do the whole and what that does is it doesn't pull as much air in, and it keeps a lot in here, so it really, it's like a vacuum, it really pulls it. And it helps burn that little coal. You can see it now. See that? That's a good coal. And now, basically, I can just leave this right here. I don't have to worry about like trying to smoke it every like second to keep it going. That coal is still going to burn. That's the trick. You want to get that coal to a point where it's burning on its own, and you don't have to keep on pulling on it, right? Drawing on it to keep it going. Because like, right, I haven't even smoked it, right? You might think it's dead. It's not. The trick is to why I put my hand over it. I think you might see a lot of people do that where they go like that. It actually, what happens is it creates a suction, and that suction allows me to get a stronger draw on this versus just always pulling through it at the same rate. That's like this, as you suck on this and your hands here and that suction gets stronger, it's gonna pull harder, right? And when it does that, it's pulling the smoke out harder, which you want. There you go. You can just keep bringing it back to life. You don't need a lighter to keep going. That's the trick. That's how you build a proper pipe, or at least how you pack it and build it so it keeps burning on its own. That's also my skincare routine. You just want to get that smoke on you, you know what I mean? But yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. Well, I think it's been 1 hour and 8 minutes. I think this is decent. This is decent. I appreciate you guys joining me for this video. Going through all these variety of tropes that we just went through. It was actually a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed it. To preface, I put this video off for way too long. And also not to make any excuses at all, because it's definitely like I procrastinated, but there was a lot of things that just kept happening, and I was just every time I would try to do it, I was exhausted and drained, and I just didn't have the energy. Tonight I had the energy, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. You know, I think once I was like, I'm gonna make myself some food. I was like, let me make myself some extra noodles, so then it's slightly more of a mukbang. And then from there, everything else was pretty easy to set up and do, because I can do it from right here, which was nice. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who watched the video. If you are new to the channel, whatever channel this is on, please give a follow. Please subscribe, like, comment down below on maybe another video you'd like to see. I'd love to hear you guys' ideas. I think I'm gonna stop overthinking video ideas and I'm just gonna do them. So you guys let me know. You guys let me know what you got. Like, what do you want as the audience, and I will try to do my best to maybe deliver something along those lines. But yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I am on Twitch as well. I will put those links in the description. That's so weird saying that because I don't make a lot of YouTube videos. I stream on Twitch quite a bit, but I'll put the links in the YouTube. I have a podcast that I am starting up, and I'm going to be posting those on there. Hopefully, so okay. To preface, it is Dead Week right now, and then next week is finals, and most of my finals are online. But I'm playing a lot of catch up right now, trying to get a lot of stuff done before finals week. This is one of those things. So, yeah, I'm gonna get this done. I appreciate everyone watching, and maybe I'll see you in another video. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all watching. As I always say on stream, go save the world, take care of yourselves, do all those important things, eat your food, drink your water, take your medicine, sleep, study, and just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Reach out to people if you need people. And yeah, we're human. You gotta take care of yourself. I'll see you guys later.